Hello to my Taurus. All right, Taurus, let's get right into it. Talking to you wherever Taurus is in your birth chart. All right, Taurus, wherever Taurus is in your birth chart, talking to you. Let's get right into your reading. Let's see what kind of week you're going to have, Taurus. Let's get into it. Let's see what kind of week you're going to have. At least let's see what the cards say. Let's see what the cards say, what kind of week you're going to have. Let's go. First card out of the deck is the Nine of Wands. Then we also have the Page of Wands. Someone is becoming a lot clearer about some things. You're starting to become a lot clearer about a spirit, like your spirit. Like there's not a whole lot of growth when there's, you got wands that's rubbing together, creating a bunch of friction, right? There's not a lot of growth. See these little buds here? Yeah, when there's a spirit of just like starting a fire, it's just not a lot of growth there. So I definitely feel like here we had a Page of Wands. Source is cooking up something. Source is cooking up something nice for you, right? And coming away from like the roasting, like the teasing. It doesn't produce a lot of results when there's a lot of roasting or talking about people. Um, you know, it just comes across as vain and vengeful, green with envy and all of that other stuff. So you may have been on the receiving end of that. And so we're moving into the moon in Libra on the 2nd of October. So this reading is for the 30th of September through October 7th. So we're already in the new moon phase, right? But technically, this cycle doesn't close out until the 1st of October. So Source is saying to you, it's starting to really hit somebody that it just doesn't produce a whole lot of growth in anybody, right? Nothing can really grow if there's always some kind of chaos and confusion going on, right? A lot of people don't learn that way. It's just too much going on, right? So somebody has definitely prayed their way to the throne and decided to let Source fight your battles for you just through prayer. Somebody has let Source fight your battles through prayer. Here we have the Nine of Swords, and wake up from your own nightmares. Like there's 9 swords here, like 9 to end your nightmares, right? To because there's always 2 sides to the sword, right? Just like in terms of your heartbreak and deep disappointment. When you and Libras are ruled by, this is Libra's card here, are ruled by Venus, but Venus rules your zodiac signs differently. You all can look that up in your own spare time. But I feel like this is going to be a very peaceful week for you all, because I feel like you're leading with compassion. Through prayer and compassion is what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing. Yep. That's what's going to really help somebody. And I'm talking to you wherever Taurus is in your birth chart, not just your sun sign, just where crystal clear. I feel like that's where somebody's leading with prayer and compassion, right? With warmth. Like, rather have more fireside chats with people than coming in like a blazing fire, like a competition, sort of thing. It's their, like, your way or the highway. So I feel like you all have been on the receiving mode of that, of just people basically like it's their way or the highway, and that just doesn't produce any growth whatsoever. So y'all know what I'm saying. Like, if you work for somebody who is just saying, it's their way or the highway, for you it feels like there's no compassion whatsoever, right? So as I said, you've been on the receiving mode of that you know how it feels when you also send out that type of energy too. So let's see what we got going on here. So let's see what we got going on here. So yeah, something is closed out. Something has been fulfilled. Something has been fulfilled. Yep, something has been fulfilled. In other words, Source is saying you have made a decision. You have made a decision to pray. You have made a decision on your throne to pray. So that's what somebody has made a decision, because you have been in a position where people have in you, right? And I'm not trying to put somebody in victim mode, just so trigger warning here. I'm not trying to put somebody in victim mode. But I feel like when you think about it this week, you're going to say you have been in a position where people have blowtorched you. Like they tried to rush you into getting projects at work done. They try to rush you into love relationships. They try to rush you into thinking about, they try to rush everything, right? And you didn't even get a chance to even process your emotions, your water, right? You didn't get a chance to process you're an earth sign, right? So imagine planting some seeds and you didn't get a chance to even process anything. Just like I said, like just imagine it's like it's all sun, which is fire, right? That big medicine ball in the sky, all sun, no rain, just water. Nobody's watering it. There's nothing, there's no growth there. There's no emotion, there's no compassion, right? There's no feeling. It's just, just blowtorch. Just hurry up and think. Hurry up and say something. Hurry up and this. And so there's no growth there. It's just no growth there. So somebody is really taking this week out to really get some rest and allow your. And the new moon energy is about allowing your body to sync with the rhythms of the moon, right? So for this next 7 days, I feel like somebody is going to really be in prayer and meditation. That's what I feel like somebody's going to be in prayer and meditation and not going back to this disruption of peace, like within your, like coming across like your peace has been disrupted and roasting and blowtorching and just mad and that kind of stuff, right? So not trying to create nightmares in loved ones' lives and that kind of stuff. Here we have the King of Pentacles here. So yeah, here's the King of Pentacles here. And so like somebody's having a tower moment. Somebody's having a tower moment. Somebody has been on the receiving end of that, where people have jumped to conclusions about you and just went straight in. It's almost like they were just like, their energy was just like this fighting mad energy. And I'm talking about in your teenage years, like bullying somebody. This is like this right here. Solar plexus is like between 15 years old and 21, right? So somebody has been there before. That doesn't produce any results for loved ones, where all they just feel like, okay, they can't get it right. It's just a nightmare for them. So source is trying to teach somebody it doesn't work like that in a marriage. It doesn't work like that in a friendship. It doesn't work like that as a teacher. It just doesn't work for anybody. Doesn't even work like that really in the military, for real. I mean, it doesn't work like that in any kind of a setting where you're trying to get people to do something. There has to be a reason. Like even if somebody is like, okay, I'm disciplining you, but this have to, where's the growth? Like this right here. There's no growth. There's no growth in that. So somebody is just learning how to pray. Somebody's learning how to pray. Because there could be too many, like on your end, people learn differently. There could be, especially if, let me give somebody an example of what I'm talking about, right? Sword energy, bullying. When you talk about like bullying, who was the actor who said this? I want to say it was a documentary I saw on Tom Cruise. I'm not trying to veer off way off because it's a documentary that's on social media, so it's not like hearsay. I don't know him personally, never met him, none of those things. But when you talk about like people being bullied, it's usually because they feel like they're not in a safe environment. Maybe they switch schools a lot, or maybe they move to a lot of different neighborhoods and they're the new kid everywhere they go, or whatever the case may be. So, or something, maybe an only child, or they're the smaller group, the shorter one in the group, or something about them that, they give off a scent of fear. Excuse me, where people feel like, okay, they can put them in a wilderness situation and see how they survive, put them in survival mode. And so Source is saying for you, your symbol is a bull. Source is saying to you, no matter what their size is, no matter what your size is, no matter what somebody else's size, you don't want to be the person who is being a bully or bull to somebody who is already been in survival mode. It doesn't do anything but create nightmares for people. And so you don't want to be on the receiving end of that either. So that's what Source is saying. Compassion is needed. Somebody has enough information at this point. Like you have enough information. This is King of Pentacles. Like you have enough information at this point. So Source is saying, what you going to do with it? What you going to do with the information? What are you going to do with the information? Because the tower could fall either way. What are you going to do with the information? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what Source is trying to tell you. So Source is saying to you, it's two situations in particular. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Two situations here that Source is trying to tell you that you may be familiar with, but you're familiar with it on the receiving end. You are familiar with something on the receiving end. Like, so I might be talking to somebody who may have been bullied or picked on or teased or something in some kind of way. The Source is saying, if you're going to send out that energy, then there's a consequence to it. There's a consequence to it. Yeah, 5 of Wands here. So somebody could be like in their spirit trying to make it make sense. Like it could be a bait and switch. I'm not really sure how to proceed. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not really, it could be like in your spirit kind of fight, like in an internal warfare going on. Pray. Pray. Pray, pray, pray. What are you going to do? Pray. Right. Pray, pray, pray. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here. Here's the Magician card. So, yeah, Source is saying that's how you're going to take your power back is through prayer, not abusive power. There's a difference. Abusing power, that tower could fall on you by jumping to conclusion or acting impulsively, right? Or you can pray. That's how you can take your power back, clarity, and let Source fight your battles. You're in a very vulnerable state. Somebody's in a very, very vulnerable state right now. So here we have the World card coming out twice. So 2 situations have been fulfilled. 2 things have been fulfilled. And that's what's going to bring you to a level of peace. That's what's going to bring you to a level of peace. So here we have the Lovers card. Lovers card is not necessarily about lovers, just so we're crystal clear. I mean, you could be in a new romantic relationship, but it's really about making decisions, right? A partnership in business and or in love. But, like I said before, some decisions were made. And Source is saying, prayers. You're definitely praying about something. But somebody could be in their spirit, like kind of like wrangling in their spirit, trying to make a decision about some things. I'm not really sure which direction to go in. One minute I feel like, I want to close out a cycle. I want to move on, and be at peace with something, but I'm not really sure, that kind of thing. Again, prayer. Source is saying stop invoking nightmares. Stop sending out the message. Stop. That's the 9 of Swords connects us with Gemini. We're not talking about any Geminis that by the way. So, but we're talking about every card connects us with a zodiac sign or zodiac signs. 2 or more, one to 3 zodiac signs. But Source is saying to you, it is sending out a message of just confusion, like all of this fire, like misery loves company. That's what it is, sending out that kind of a message to. And if you're in a relationship with somebody who is already a little indecisive in the personal and the professional world, it's sending out a message to them of obsession. That's what Source is saying. It's like, okay, Source is trying to send a message out to, like, so Source is saying it's something that you were wanting to close out. It's something that you're trying to close out. So again, I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm not sure who I'm talking to. But anyway, here we have the 9 of Pentacles here. Yeah. That could be causing somebody to drink. 9 of Pentacles, right? So yeah. So Source is trying to help somebody to move on. Source is trying to help you to move on. You know, to financial independence. You're down to earth and you're relatable. So maybe that's what it's going to be. Maybe somebody needs to go sit down and, you know, have something non-alcoholic. Go meet up with somebody. Just sit down and just talk and just be like, okay, let's put an end to something. Let's just have a warm conversation. Let's just put an end to something, adjust crowns, and let's just move on from something. So, yeah, but somebody is like fighting. See these two energies right here? Like somebody is just like wands swinging, flying through the air, fighting, you know, and it just doesn't, it, like I said, it doesn't produce any growth in anybody. As a matter of fact, it stunts growth. All it does is stunt growth, right, in every area of people's lives. They don't want to leave the house. They don't feel like they're smart enough. Whoever it is, it's a younger person, because page energy is youthful energy. It almost feels like it's just like a combat zone, like it's a competition or something for somebody, just creating a bunch of nightmares. So, and it could be, I mean, whoever the energy is, like I said, page energy is youthful energy. So it could be a younger person. You could be the younger person. I mean, looking at the card, whoever is a younger person. People jump into conclusions about things. But somebody is picking up on the energy. It's coming through the air. Somebody is picking up on some kind of energy. And it's causing them, like coming through the air. So if there's an emotional connection, it's almost, the way I can describe it is, Taurus, if you were going through something and you have an emotional connection with a sibling, or emotional connection with a parent, or soulmate or something like that, they're picking up on when you're going through stuff, if that makes any sense. So when you're stressed out, when you leaving work and you had a stressful day, and it seems like somebody has called you right at the right time, it's because their spirit has picked up on something. And if they can't get to you, they're having nightmares about it. So somebody's picking up on something. They're picking up on that somebody, either you or somebody that's connected to you, is going through nightmare. They're picking up on some kind of fighting going on, that kind of thing. So such a source is trying to help somebody to do, is helping you to close out some cycles so that you can move on from some things. So, but yeah, that Tower card connects us with Aries. The dark side of Aries is your way of the highway, right? In every facet, whether it's in your house, physical, your money, your prayer life or spiritual life or whatever, the way you think, your water, emotions. Source is saying is like it's one way of the highway. And that's not, I mean, for somebody, like if you are in a receiving end in a workplace and you're trying to get a raise, you're not a robot. So that means that you can't bring your manager any suggestions. Like you can't bring any suggestions to anybody. You know, you can't think for yourself. You can't, it just doesn't produce any growth. It leaves no room for creativity. None. Absolutely none. It leaves no room for, matter of fact, we had a full moon in Pisces, which is the I believe sign. And Pisces is known for its compassion. We're not talking about any Pisces that you know. But one of Pisces' ruling planets, Neptune, is retrograde. It leaves no room for dreaming bigger. It leaves no room for that. It leaves no room. It just makes people feel like they're being sacrificed. That's what it feels like. Instead of, that they've sacrificed for their dreams. That's what it feels like. People, like, I've sacrificed all of this. I've prayed for my dreams. I've, gone through some nightmares for my dreams. I've tried to pour into myself. I've invested in my dreams. And it's only one way I can do this. It's a nightmare. That's what it feels like for some people, right? So, like there's only one formula for success. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do, is like, learn how to pray. Pray. And so if you're on the receiving end of you being prayed upon, Source is saying pray for whoever you feel like has preyed upon you. If that's what that's what Source is bringing somebody to. Your well of joy is within you, right? Not outside of you. So your well of joy is within you. But open your vault door. Your gifts have actually increased. It's time to pray and meditate. You are protected and loved. That's what this Tower card is. You are protected and loved, right? So you have the gift of clairaudience. That's clear listening. Things can start flowing to you like water. The curse is now broken. That curse of just being in this, I got to be blowtorched and just in, that's like it's dead one way to highway. It's broken. Something is broken. So follow your heart. It's time to release the burden and relax, right? So it's time to do the mirror work also. But you have the gift of deja vu. That's remembering the future. And that again is looking at these cards. Hey, I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody could have been on a receiving mode of being bullied. Maybe you grew up in a because I'm seeing a lot of money here too. Maybe you and the fact that you're a Taurus. I mean, the fact that you and Libra, both of y'all are ruled by Venus, the planet of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. Maybe you grew up in an aesthetically pleasing house, or maybe your family had nice cars, or whatever it is that people may have teased you for, or whatever, made you a target in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So somebody has been on the receiving mode. Maybe you're a nice, attractive looking person, whatever. Physically, I mean, like maybe you, whatever, physically. Maybe you have an aesthetically pleasing life or aesthetically pleasing to the eye to people. So it's just saying, so you know what that feels like. And so it's like, don't become the bully to energies when you know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of that, because it doesn't produce any growth in your personal or your professional life at all. It just doesn't. So I feel like this is the week that somebody may be having a conversation with somebody and just saying, you know what, I'm down to earth, I'm relatable, I get it. I need to just pray about things. Okay, so we needed a little bit more room, but source is saying, yeah, you're gonna have I feel like this is the week you're gonna have a conversation with somebody, and just maybe sit down and have a conversation with somebody and say, hey, you know what, I get it, it makes sense now, it's very clear, I get it. Like, I need to pray about stuff. I need to come out of this spiritual warfare, like in my spirit, just go right into anger, frustration mode, and just want people to fight. Just, fight for something, like physical fight for something, right? And so I feel like somebody's going to have some kind of a conversation, because all of that friction, it just doesn't produce any growth for anybody. It just creates nightmares for everybody connected. And then it also causes people just move on. Just like, Five of Wands is like the bait and switch, right? But so once people see a pattern of behavior of the baiting, the warming up to people, and then it's some kind of argument ensues, or some kind of, it feels like a setup every single time. After a while, people just they don't even want to be bothered no more. And it just creates nightmares. After a while, people start looking at a pattern of behavior. They start saying, okay, here we go with this again. Same old, same old. Here we go, right? So source is saying you will see that on the receiving end when this right here, because right now you have enough information. You have enough information to see a pattern of behavior. Like, okay, I'm starting to notice, okay, certain things. It's just like, okay, not out of fear, but out of faith in source, letting source fight battles, right? That's why the tower can fall either way. So drink more water is a form of self-care. It's you versus you. It's not a competition. Ask source for clarity. So trust your first mind. Ask source for clarity. But yeah, you'd be surprised at how many energies really want the best for you. But if somebody has that spirit they've been carrying along with them because you've been bullied, because of maybe, you grew up nice, it's some kind of environment, people been bullied, you can't tell who to trust and who can't, all of this. Everybody's not like that. Everybody's not like that. You can't judge people by what kind of neighborhood they grew up in. None of that. You can't, all of that. You can't judge people by that. So source is trying to help somebody, the power of prayer warrior. Yep, prayer warrior. Looking at this card right here, nothing is going to come in this situation. Nothing is going to come in a situation. Yep, nothing is set in stone. So it's like it's best to go with sources flow. Best to go with sources flow. Beauty, I'm a masterpiece. I honor my inner beauty. I'm one of a kind. I'm beautiful as I am. True beauty starts from within. Each part of me is essential for the current moment. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm grateful for all that is unfolding in my life and all that is yet to come. Yeah. At a certain stage, I mean, for real, looking at the cards here, this right here, this right here can cost people a whole lot. This right here can cost people a lot more than they think. But because one thing you cannot escape is Tower. You can't escape that. So Source is saying, if you're going to fight for something, fight for your purpose. What is your purpose? Why are you here on planet Earth? What are you here for? What is the mission? What is the assignment? What's the reason Source put you here? Work. I welcome fresh perspectives and fruitful ideas into my work today. I'm so grateful for the income and the satisfaction I receive from my work today. Each day I'm becoming wiser and more skilled in my field. That's right. We want to put some fire behind something. Get motivated by something else. Because that right there, that's not it. So I feel like this is the week somebody's going to have some conversations and just say, you know what, I get it. Down to earth and relatable. Down to earth and relatable. Time to hydrate. Time to hydrate. Drink some water. Hydrate. Deep sea salt bath. Do some deep spiritual detox and cleansing. Because I can tell you one thing, Source knows exactly how to get a message through. Source, if you don't believe in a higher power, you'll believe in a higher power. I'm telling you, because that's always in an option. It's always in an option. You can either pray or pray, P-R-E-Y, right? And so next thing you know, money down the drain. Source is like, Lord have mercy. So, here we have freedom. I am free to be me. I'm free to live fully. I'm present in this moment. I'm not bound by my circumstances. I am stronger than fear or doubt. I have the power to create a new reality. That's right. Free yourselves. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. But yeah, Source wants somebody to get that Five of Wands spirit out of them. Just all this bait and switching and all this other mess going on. Just to prove that when I see all this fire in the cards, this is very, very. What this reminds me of, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and close this out. When I see a lot of fire in the cards, a lot of people who actually grew up in rough neighborhoods, and their goal is to get away from that kind of stuff. That's their goal. Get away from that kind of stuff altogether. They don't want to be a part of that kind of stuff. They're trying to better their lives. Usually you see this right here with all this right here, and what I'm looking at here in the cards is usually from people who were bullied, who are trying to make a point. I got to show people who I am. I can afford to do this. I can afford to do that, and I can put somebody up to doing X, Y. That's that kind of spirit, right? So it's you see it like in the workplace, you see it in the workplace. You see it work in personal and professional life. Y'all know what I'm saying. It's like if you ever had a manager who will get another employee to do their dirty work because they're too afraid to have a one-on-one meeting with an employee to say, hey, listen, we need to talk about your performance, because maybe the employee is going to say, well, wait a minute, I thought I was doing fine. We can you, give me some, help me to understand? What do you mean performance? Like what? Because the employee has direct questions. So they'll get somebody else to do the dirty work, right? Have the other person on the phone. Then all of a sudden you see this whole different spirit come out. All of a sudden they're more aggressive and all this. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, what? Where did this person come from? That's what this is. That's what this is right here. Right? So the assumption is, oh, this person grew up in a particular neighborhood. Oh, they're aggressive. No. People who really, that's what you can see it a lot in and a lot of people who you hear like a certain celebrities will say, you know, they didn't work that hard just to stay there. It's not that they think they're better than people where they grew up in. You know, they'll do things like give back to their community, but they know that they can't go back to a particular community because they already know what's going on. People are in survival mode, right? So Source is saying to you something this week, but Source is saying to you that tower is very serious. That tower is very, very serious. And so Source is saying, time to close out some things. It's time to close out. It's time to, you've been around something enough times, around and around and around and around and around enough times. And so that tower is very, very serious. And Source has a way of getting to every zodiac, every element a different way, getting the message across to every element a particular way. And so with all of this right here, with all of this right here, Source is saying to you, you want to be around energies that see you as down to earth and relatable as through prayer for people, not preying on people just to show, okay, I can make, I can do this, I can do that, whatever. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to do. That's what Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to do. So let me see if there's a, let's see if there is a, drop a comment below if you've ever worked for a manager or somebody like that. They on that frequency. Or you've just been around bullying types of energies. Oh, they from such and such neighborhood. Yo, well, let's get, some other, we're going to get some people who are in worse neighborhoods around. We're going to do this and do that. They like that. So all of this just crazy conversation. Here we have 3. I am charismatic, so expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You're able to get others on board with your ideas. Yeah, so that's also powerful too, to be able to get others on board with your ideas. So Source is saying, but there's that tower. So there it is. That is what I have for you. I will see you all in the next video. All right, bye.